Hey guys, welcome back to Sendrith on Monsters and Memories. Oh, there I am. Hello. I got a more steady table now, so I'm gonna put my picture up here in the corner. But we're hanging out in this zone. I forget the name. I think it's called Shaded Dunes. I'm trying to give you more of the audio experience, so I hope you appreciate that. Because what I'm really appreciating about this game so far is the lighting and the ambiance. Like, look at that beautiful sunset or sunrise. It's already, mid-morning now, but the way the shadows play and the music, it's really wonderful. Right now we're level 9, but we're literally about to ding level 10. You can see up in the left-hand corner of my inventory window, we got the experience bar there. And yeah, I've been loving this game. You know what? This is probably going to be the first video you're going to see, because this is the one I'm really going to talk about. I recorded a couple videos prior to this of group grinds, but I don't feel like I was ready. This is the video I feel ready for. Before I start talking too much, let's get a kill in, since I'm sitting on full mana anyway. I hate wasting full mana. So here we have a stumbling zombie, my favorite. They're about level 9 or 8. We are level 9. Now I've got Snare the Dead, so I have the ability to snare undead only, which is really great for this kiting method. Uh-oh, this guy might be a white con. Yep, he's a white con. I could tell by how much HP he seemed to have. So this is going to be a bit of a battle here. These guys hit hard. We do not want to... Oh, he resisted. We're going to hit him with another snare, because I think the old snare is about to wear off. There we go. We don't want to get in open combat with them. I tried that, and just like EQ, he was like almost dead. I didn't want to waste the mana on another nuke. So, I got in there. And I lost like 2/3 of my HP trying to finish him off. Now, that was a while ago. Since then, I've gotten a lot more armor. Let's try it again here. He'll probably die real quick. We just need to land one hit. And there's the ding. And now we're level 10. But yeah, I'm loving this game, you guys. I'm really loving the sunrises and sunsets. They've got a cool mechanic where you make a campfire, and it takes 8 pieces of wood. And you get wood by carrying around a lumberjack axe, and some trees, they'll have a pile of logs at the bottom that tells you, you chop here and you can collect wood, which is really cool. So trade skills are kind of a big thing. As you can see here, I've got some copper plate bracers and a copper plate next piece. Everything else is rawhide, tattered rawhide that I've picked up off of mobs. But those I made, and I made them from copper that I've mined around this mountain. Apparently, when you mine a node, it can respawn anywhere in a number of spawns in a particular area. So you can't really just camp a node. See, there's one right there. I've been actually wandering around this mountain for a while, and I wasn't finding any nodes. Maybe I just couldn't see them very well. But you can't just like find one node and camp it. I tried that at first, and I got like 2 spawns, and then it just never came back. Now, if other people are around and they're mining the other nodes, then eventually it'll bump the node back to you. But if it spawns in another spot and nobody else is mining, it's not gonna just start appearing in front of you. You got to go look for it. So you got to find all the local spawn points, and I think I've got them kind of on a nice rotation. Night is super dark. I'm compensating by cranking my gamma to the max, but it's still so dark that it makes it hard to see. And my character even has an infravision perk. So even with that, it's dark, and I like that. I think it's cool. But I don't know, guys, I'm just having such a cool experience in this game. And I even got trained by a bard earlier. I forgot, I didn't even think to turn on the camera. It would have been great to catch. But this whole little situation brewed up. I was playing with my friend Mike. Oh, there's a node right there. Let's drop down here. Right now there's no fall damage. I was playing with my friend Mike. And I was doing what I'm doing here. I said he can come join me, killing the undead. We did one session together, snared, and I would nuke a couple times, and then I would have aggro. So I was snare kiting while he was, you know, hitting them. He's a spell blade. So he was hitting them from behind, and they weren't even bothering with him because they were after me. So that was working out pretty well. But the next time I logged on, he had already found himself in a group with an enchanter in a camp near here. And someone else came into our camp and tried to take our named mob. At least that's how it looked. And the enchanter got angry. And then the camp is a smuggler's village down by the ocean. And there's, you know, two groups of tents that are pretty close to each other. You know how sometimes camps are. You got the groups of tents. And they went over to the other group of tents and they were killing over there, and our enchanter kept going over there and stealing their mobs. I think what he was doing was he was charming them when they were almost dead, and then somehow, you know, just screwing with them. Or no, he wasn't charming because he had his pet out. Memblurring? I don't know what he was doing, but he was screwing with them for a long time. And then they started talking to us, and I was like, look, from our perspective, your guy came into our camp and just started killing our mobs, specifically the named spawn of our camp. And they're like, look, we're trying to do a quest, and we can only do it at night. In the daytime, it's smugglers, right? But at night, it's not smugglers that are there, it's werebats. I don't know what the lore is there. Maybe the smugglers are some sort of vampires, right? Or they turn into werebats at night, I don't know. But anyway, still looking for mining notes. At night, it's werebats. And they needed to kill the werebats. So they're like, we came here before, we talked to the guy. We said we're gonna come back at night, we can't do the quest now, is that okay? He said, yeah, that's fine, you can join the group. But when they came back, they didn't join the group because they're like 7 or 8 levels higher than us, and they're just there for the quest. And they didn't even say anything, and I don't think even the guy who had talked to our enchanter was the one who walked into the camp and started killing mobs. It was another player. So anyway, our enchanters messed with them for like 10 minutes straight, and we're like sitting there at our camp, which is literally a campfire, which is really cool. You build a campfire, I started saying that, and you get well rested, and it gives you a little XP bonus. I think it's like 15%. So the rumor has it. We're not sure on that. And so we're chilling at the campfire, just watching all this drama. I start talking to this guy, explaining, like, dude, from our perspective, you guys just walked in and started taking our mobs. And he's like, well, we had an agreement, blah, 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 blah. And then he stops talking to me, and then I see him kiting around a bunch of undead. And I'm like, are you gonna train us now? He's like, who? And then, of course, he does. He trains us. We all die. And then when I send him to tell him, like, bro, and he's like, I'm so glad we could settle our dispute and you saw things our way. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's EverQuest, man. It's straight up EverQuest. Camp fighting about camps and training each other, even on this 5-day test. I reported him and the GM said he'd handle it. I think the guy is still on. He's like, yeah, he's level 18. He's in the Ancient Crypt, which is a zone actually right near where I'm at right now. So he wasn't kicked or anything. He probably got a severe warning or something, or maybe he's I don't know. That was like last play session, and I think he's just one of those guys that's just constantly playing. The playtest is almost over, but this will be your intro video, and you'll get to see a couple of groups that I've done to get here. One group was Crocs, like Oasis style Crocs, you know, and then another group was a dungeon that I ended up playing with Classic Everquest. My recording of it is prior to him being able to join the group. He comes and he sits down in our camp and he's waiting for a spot for a good 45 minutes. And that's my recording of that camp, but it's really cool, the darkness of the dungeon. You can make torches. See, I've got 2 torches in here that I looted off of mobs, but they have a little yellow bar next to them. And that little yellow bar is like their lifespan. The torches burn out. And right now I'm actually getting ready to play with Classic again. He's gonna wake up and we're gonna have for him a Sunday morning sesh, but he's still not awake. He sent me a picture. I hit him up earlier, which would have been his last night, and he was at a campfire, so he went out with his buds, so he might be up a little later this morning than usual. So I'm doing tailoring and smelting and leather working and blacksmithing, all to make my armor, and it's actually kind of fun. I usually don't like trade skills, but I'm kind of enjoying it. It's a little bit of World of Warcraft-esque, this trade skill thing, and EQ too. Is there a note up here? Nope. So we got the mana to do a kill, so we're looking for a stumbling zombie. This is a good camp here because there's a node that spawns back there sometimes for mining, and this whole little inlet here has no patrols or spawns. The skeletons are like level 6 and we're level 10 now, so they're a bit lower. But these zombies are like level 8 and 9, so they're still very good XP. It's so cool being able to snare kite as a cleric. I'm glad they put that in there. I don't think I'm going to snare him again, and I think snare's going to wear off. So this might be my last nuke. Yep, snare just wore off. Let's see if I can pull this nuke off before he hits me. I did. Oh, nice. I got lucky with the hits. Oh, I crushed him for 25. That's epic. Let's see how the XP was on that. So, I got a decent amount there. See that? That was basically our first kill in level 10. But yeah, hoping to get into a dungeon with Classic. So the sun's already all the way over here. It's already noon. And as it goes behind this this Wile E. Coyote style canyon cliff thing, it's actually going to cast shadows and stuff, which I think is pretty cool. Is there anything else interesting? So your inventory, you got 4 bag spots, and then you got 2 belt slots, which you can just put little pouches on. I don't know if you can put bags here. No. You cannot place a container with an item in it in this inventory slot. So you also have these inventory slots up here. Gotta pause for a second. Some spells you need to keep the monster in your line of sight to cast. For example, the snare. If I turn around and I'm not looking at the mob, it will not let me snare them. The nukes, it looks like I don't need to worry about it. I've got this move called Holy Strike, which does some magic damage and another melee hit when I push it. Oh, I feel like hitting level 10 uncapped my damage. That's why I'm hitting for 20s now. Nice. I think it must have been capped at like 15 prior. See, look, here's some shadows coming across our vision here as the sun starts to go behind that canyon wall. The shadows don't seem quite worked out though, because the shadow, like, you still see the sun all over these dunes right here, so it doesn't really make sense. Hopefully they keep working on that. Now the skeletons are easier, and I'm only half trying to get XP, especially now since I've dinged. I'm kind of more interested in looking for more mining nodes. Well, you guys, I think this is the real Pantheon. You know how Pantheon was supposed to be the spiritual successor to EQ. No map. You gotta figure things out, you gotta talk to the NPCs. But it's doable. It's totally doable. And it's got some landmarks in it that make it that you're like, oh yeah, I know what this is made from, you know, from EverQuest. But it's not a copy. Like, look, you can see the city in the distance. Looks like some sort of Middle Eastern, you know, Muslim city. but that's actually kind of like Freeport. The Common Lands is gone, but this is basically Oasis, and Oasis just connects right to the noob yard of Freeport. That's basically how this is working here. There's a node that's off and down here. I'm going to check. Gotta go down, I guess, to check. Nope. And I was in a dungeon. You'll see a video there. Or maybe you watch Classic Stream, and I think that's supposed to be the Befallen thing. It feels like it's Befallen. Sometimes there's a node right there. Is that a node? No. The coloration on the mountain sometimes tricks me. So anyway, guys, just want to give you a little taste of this game. You can check out some group content coming up soon on this channel. Really beautiful game. After the sun sets here, I think I'm going to finish the recording here. It's 2 p.m. Just wanted you guys to see how it changes to night and how it feels as it does. Kill the skeleton here. This is a tricky spot to engage because you kinda gotta keep line of sight to nuke. They'll follow us up here. Snare's gonna wear off here in just a second. I think just one more nuke and then I can melee him down. Yeah, I'm hitting way harder now that I hit level 10. It's very nice. Tattered cloth gorget. Ooh, so now while I'm met up, I can show you how I'm gonna tailor here. So I got some random rocks and stuff that I don't want in my tailoring bag. Oh, I forgot I had some tattered rawhide gloves. So tattered cloth gorget and a seam ripper. I put them both in my tailoring kit. Now you see this little hammer here? If I click that, it shows me all the recipes, and if there's nothing in the bag, I can click the recipe and it'll show me what is needed. But since I have things in the bag, I can't do that right now. But it already searches my inventory. It tells me I can make 5 cloth paddings right now if I wanted to. I can make 1 patched cloth gorget if I wanted to. And then you can see the difficulty of the various things in here to make. So what we're going to do here is we're going to seam rip this tattered cloth gorget apart to give ourselves some more cloth scraps. It says down here in the bottom left, this recipe is trivial to you. It means I can't level up off it anymore. You craft cloth scraps. So that's how that works. And now I open my leatherworking kit, which is currently empty. I take these tattered rawhide gloves and I put the seam ripper in that bag, and I do the same thing to give myself some rawhide scraps. I don't really need the cloth scraps, but I figured since I'm out here killing skeletons and they're dropping both cloth and rawhide, I might as well pick up the tailoring kit because it serves as a bag too, a decent bag, and produce some cloth scraps. And since I have the cloth scraps, I'm like, why don't I actually use them to make stuff? I think eventually I can make a backpack. Backpacks are super expensive in this game. Let me show you the currency we're working with. It's really, really small. I don't think you can see it. It's, well, I don't want to mess with my windows, but let me read it. You can see the coins at the bottom of my inventory here. The far right is copper. I have 593 copper. Instead of 10 copper being 1 silver, it's 100 copper to 1 silver. Same with silver to gold. It's 100 silver to 1 gold, right? I've never had more than 25 silver. I think actually right now I'm getting pretty close to that. I've had maybe, let's say 30 capped. 30 silver, like a third of a gold. Backpacks are 1 gold. So, no backpack yet. I've got a small field pack, which can carry giant items, but it only has 4 slots. I've got a satchel, which can carry medium items, but it only has 6 slots. And then I got my tailoring kit, which is similar to the satchel, same with the leatherworking. Then the pouches only can carry small items, 6 slots each. This is my spellbook right here, Book 1, Trainee's Spellbook. And the interesting thing about that is, oh, let's go get a kill since we're full mana. Buff's almost dead. The interesting thing about that is it stays on your corpse, and some people are complaining about it, but I think it adds a pretty neat dimension of realism. When you die, it stays in your corpse with the rest of your gear. So not only, so you got no spells, but what you can do is you can buy an extra book and put it in the bank. So when you need to do a corpse recovery, you can get some of your spells by getting that book. But if you don't have the book and you die, you're SOL on spells, which is like really annoying a lot of people, but I think it's kind of cool. I don't know why I like that kind of stuff, but I do. It's hardcore. It is hardcore. Another cool thing about this game that's different from EverQuest is that even though I'm not level 12 yet, I can go buy my level 12 spells and I can scribe them into my spellbook. I don't have to actually be level 12 to scribe them. Now I can't mem them and use them, of course, then what would the point be of their level requirement? But I can scribe them. So if you know you're going to get in a group and you're going to go out and you're going to level up, let's try to melee this guy. You can just buy the spells and you can put them in your book in advance. Wow, we're getting our butt kicked. I don't want that residue here. Cloth scraps. So, I think that's cool. 4 p.m. So you see that the color in the sky got a little different. You got that orange haze over there on the horizon. And there's our experience bar. It's moving along. And since I need copper, this is the way I prefer to do it, is just kind of like slowly grind XP. Oh, look at that, it got a little more orange as it's getting later. Grind XP and wander around the area, let my HP and mana regen like slowly while I'm walking, looking for more nodes. I've made 3 pieces of copper plate armor, and I'm planning to make the whole set, so I need a lot of copper. There's some right there, so I gotta get my mining pick out of my inventory, equip it, and go to work. Now I'm starting to think that at night they don't spawn or something, because I was running around this mountain like 3 times at night, and I didn't find a single node. And I was checking all the spots. There was a paladin who was killing, but I never saw him mining, so I don't think he was mining. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. But other times I found nodes at night, so I don't know. Maybe somebody was mining, maybe there were nodes up somewhere that I wasn't hitting, and so the spawns were stuck there. And then later I did venture into the desert. One of these rocks had a node on it. There's a rock in the desert, so I did hit that node. And I think I found another new node, and maybe that was it. Maybe I released the node, so they started spawning on this mountain again. But that desert one was scary. I had to invis to get to it, and while I was doing it, some zombies started climbing on the rock. I think I was in aggro radius, like range, but line of sight was blocked or something while I was trying to mine. It was a little scary. There's sometimes a node along this wall, but again, this is another scary wall, and there's always a zombie. Oh, he's gone now. There used to always be a zombie stuck right up there every time I came by. And then that paladin I mentioned, I think he finally put him out of his misery. Oh, see, it's getting darker now. Look at that. Sun's starting to go down. And you can look over in the horizon. You can see like the night falling look on the sky opposite. You can even see sand in the air. Here's a node. The atmosphere is so cool. Got some new classes. There's an Inquisitor class, which is like an Enchanter Warrior hybrid, if you were to talk about it in EverQuest terminology. He's a warrior that's like extra magic resistant, and he can like mez. He's got crowd control abilities. Alright, night's gonna fall soon. And then it's going to be super hard to see these nodes that I'm looking for. I've never found a node on this ledge, but I always keep checking because it just feels like there should be one there. And this ledge doesn't have one, but usually there's one like right here, but it's empty at the moment. What else? My friend Micanthrope, who was one of the Beastie Boys, we're doing the Beast Lords, the XR Beast Lords on Quorum. He's got a Spellblade, which is like a dual-wielding fighter that can wear chainmail, and they enchant their blades, but the enchantment only lasts like 2 minutes, so they gotta re-enchant them on the regular. Well, we did a whole cycle and we're right back to our little ledge, and this ledge just happens to be a safe place to met up. So I've got like more than half mana, which I think is good for a skeleton. Skeletons are easy, so I can safely take down a skeleton with this much mana. I can have a nice long mid break. Let's get in there, hit our ability number 1, boom. On the left here you see Sendrith Holy Strike hits the skeleton for 11 points of damage. I think in another video I talk more about it. But it's an interesting mechanic it's got going on. I'm not sure I fully understand it yet. So while we watch nightfall here, see look, the stars are coming out. There's still just a little bit of sunlight, but stars are out. Apparently the moon goes through phases. So like right now it's like, I don't know, what's that, a quarter moon or like a third of a moon or whatever. And it almost looks like there's 2 moons. It's like a few different things in the sky there, which is cool. But as night's falling here, let me share this new cleric ability that makes melee a little bit more fun. It's an innate called Holy Strike. Strike your target with holy energy, dealing 50% to 100%, levels 1 to level 60, so it's probably like 52 or 3% right now, weapon damage. Plus 1 to 15, depending on your level, so probably like 2. So it's probably going to do like 52% of my weapon damage, plus an extra 2 damage, physical damage, and 1 to 15 holy damage. So it combines these 3 damages together. So I think the melee damage is not based on your maximum. Oh, look at that, night just really kicked in. You still got the subtle light though. It doesn't just go straight dark in like an instant. It slowly falls on you. So it does a melee hit roll, and then it also adds, a point or 2 for 2 different categories. So it's kind of a complex thing going on. There we go. And this is with gamma cranked up. Like let me turn the gamma down to where it was when I first started playing and show you what it looked like. What it really looks like at night. See? Look at that, you guys. But I've been cranking the gamma just because I'm a cheater. Jump. And I also have the contrast cranked on my computer. But even so, it gets dark. Like you can still see I'm getting a shadow. What time is it right now? It's 7 p.m. So I think it's not even fully dark yet. the skeletons have these like, you know, like airport landing strip eye things going on at night, which is interesting. But the mummies don't, so they can sneak up on you in the dark. But the skeletons you'll see. But the mummies are the ones that'll crush you, so... Let's see, that rock out there had a node last time, but I don't see it now. Just for fun, I'm gonna sit down for a second. I'm gonna put the gamma back down. I'm gonna bust out the torch. I'm gonna put out my mining pick and put a torch in my hand. Put the gamma back down, not all the way, because I'm scared. Let's go 56. Alright, so this is nighttime, and then watch, I hit right click on my torch. Boom. And this is what night is supposed to be like. And I've got a special infravision ability. That's why I can still see, kind of. And this torch will burn out. So there's a stumbling zombie. Isn't that cool? The torch is a little small. I kind of wish they made it a bigger, you know, big piece of wood with like black tar dripping off of it and stuff. And a bigger flame. That's my only complaint, is the flames are kind of like gifts. Whereas the water, I wish I could show you the water, but I'm just not there right now. The water is really beautiful. But the flames are kind of like gifts. This flame seems better, but the flames when I was in a dungeon the other night, they were like, you know, like 3 frames per second. Which, and Classic said he thinks that they did that on purpose. It's like it's part of the atmosphere they're going for. But I would like to see, you know, more realistic flickering, and not just of the flame, but also the light that it's casting, you know? I think that would be pretty cool. Alright. So you guys, that's it. Monsters and memories. Look at this beautiful sky. Look at that. And look how far you can see too. That's another thing that I think Quorum did that in the Karanas. They opened up the clip plane so you can see really far, and it was so cool. And I just wish they had done it to more zones. And it looks like in this modern game here, we're gonna be able to have like more realistic distance vision. So cool. Kill one last zombie. Then I'll call it on this video here. Oh yeah, I gotta turn my UI back on. That's a skeleton? I thought that was a zombie. Oh, I want the extra XP, but I killed 2 skeletons. I'll try to save some mana and not nuke them all the way, and just melee him down a bit. Oh, he's a green now. That sucks. This is a waste of time. Greens still give XP, but obviously much less. Whoa, I just had some thunder in real life here. So this is the last day, but I'm gonna miss it, man. I don't know if I can even go back to Corn. I might just wait. There's another playtest coming. When you're seeing this video, it's already down. And the next playtest, I think, is September. Like September 1st-ish. Right when my work starts up again, unfortunately. But I can still squeeze some time in. So you guys should definitely hop in and give it a shot. If you haven't already, if you're watching. It is really fun. I am loving it. Put aside all your, no, I like this game and all that kind of thinking. Like, there's no reason not to just try this big project. You just try it for like a minute. It's not like you have to like pledge allegiance to it, you know? Oh look, a mining node. Let's turn on the torch for fun while I mine. This is one of my favorite places to camp, because I can pull into here when I'm killing, and then this node spawns. But again, the nodes don't always spawn, that's the problem. If it was just consistently spawning, I'd just sit here, kill and med, and then mine this thing whenever it popped up. But I gotta run around the mountain. Because it eventually stops respawning there. I'd like to get one more zombie kill. Those are the harder ones. And they'll drain my mana pool here. Look at that ominous green tower over that cliff over there. It's like, you know that's trouble. There we go, a stumbling zombie. So we basically gotta just kill the zombies now. The skeletons have greened now that we've hit 10. Coin does have weight, so you cannot gate when you're encumbered, interestingly enough. Bards do train intentionally. I'm kind of wondering how he pulled it off, because the mobs, he tried to train us once and the mobs were still on him, of course. So they just kept following him. He just ran them through our camp. But the second time he was successful, and I'm not sure how he was able to get them to go after us and not, you know, continue after him. His name is Rizzle Dizzle. So if you're watching Rizzle Dizzle, shame on you. I know he's not watching though, because he didn't recognize my name. Look at that. We're so much stronger now that we're level 10. We still got like half mana and so much HP, even though we stood toe to toe with that zombie for a while. And XP is moving. Alright guys, we got a cleric, Classic's got a paladin, and Mike's got a spellblade, which does some decent DPS. We've got a nice little group forming up. What can I say? Keep your eye out for more videos to see what the grouping experience looks like, how the dungeons look, and catch you later. Oh, and sign up and give this game a shot. I'm really excited for this game. Come and try it. If you like it, join me. This is gonna be so cool. It's like a new world, but it's like still EQ with the new graphics, you know? It's awesome. Alright guys, peace and love.